Our guides and ancestors always want us to be blessed, but sometimes we can have a little bit too much on our plate, both from our physical lives, just our day to day, or our spiritual ones or energetic ones. And that's why it becomes really important to do a routine cleanse. And what better way to embody a cleanse than with a good storm? Hi everyone, welcome back. I know it's been a minute. Okay, I know it's been a while. Um, yeah, I had things to do. I had things to transform, to change, to shift, to shed, so I can continue to grow. Now, maybe you forgot, or maybe you're new here, but I am your favorite storm child, Dex. And this is a pick a card reading focused on what you need to cleanse in order to bring in your next blessing. All right. Now, this was inspired by this last weekend here in Las Vegas. We had 3 straight days of storms, and as anyone who has followed me for a number of years can tell you, I love storms. Stormy weather is my favorite. And in particular, like I said in the intro, storms represent a cleanse, a washing away. You can also think of it as kind of like a tower card because it breaks down anything that's unstable so that new growth can come up. And that new growth that we're focusing on today, or blessings. All right. But I feel like I've talked enough, so let's get into it. All right, guys. So here's pile one, pile two, pile three, and pile four. I will leave you guys some time to choose. Go ahead and be sure to take a deep breath. Later, I'll play some stones, and then I'll play those sounds as I mentioned before. Talk to you soon. So on pile one, we have blue kyanite, blue kyanite. On pile two, we have carnelian, a carnelian. On pile three, we have desert rose, desert rose. And on pile four, we have scholasite. Scholasite. All right. Hello, pile one. You guys chose the blue kyanite. Blue kyanite. So blue kyanite, it's not a typical cleansing stone. but it's one that has a constant stream of positive energy coming down to it. So, in cleansing terms, it does really well with pushing out negativity just from the sheer over amount of positivity. So, that could pertain to your reading, could be a stone that you would want to work with right now. So let's see what your cards are, and then I'm going to pull some additional oracle cards just to see what your blessings are. But first, we have to figure out what you're cleansing away. All right. So the first thing we have is the Eight of Coins, or the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Pentacles. It's in reverse for me. And then the Hanged One. So pile one, it feels like there's a particular opportunity. For a lot of you, it's in the workspace. For others of you, it's more in the realm of your hobbies, your side hustle that maybe you want to turn into a career. I feel like you've been putting in a lot of work, like a lot of due diligence. Like you've been really focused on like getting your tasks done, but also improving yourselves, like improving your talents. But then this Ace of Pentacles here. Okay, there's a lot of messages. Ace of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like there's like a lack of like opportunity. So maybe like you're waiting for a promotion, or you're waiting for a certain business deal to come through. But it's not like I like manifesting. It's not happening right now. In between the eight and the ace is the Seven of Pentacles. This is a divine timing type of situation, and it's also one to like just to make sure that you're using like your energy wisely. Like they actually kept saying storing up. Maybe you guys have been called to like store up your energy, or like even going back to like the physical, because the Pentacles like do talk about like physical wealth. Um, it feels like you're being told to like save, to preserve it. Like it almost has like a Four of Pentacles energy to it, where like you really need to like mind like you're spending, not overspending right now. But it's in the sense of like how you go about getting opportunities. So just use your time wisely. So the Hanged One over here, it's more of that frustration of like not being able to do something. It's like wanting to force or make something happen. Now listen, I know it's strong, and I know it can be very frustrating, especially like when you've been biding your time, like when you've been trying to do everything right. Like for the universe and for yourself, and things still aren't like manifesting as quickly as you want them. Do not rush things. Number one, that's just a bad practice. And then the other thing with that too is that we are in the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde. I don't know if you guys were affected by the current, as I'm like recording this, cloud strike, technical difficulties around the world, but Mercury retrograde it's here, and it's not to say that you can't do anything. It's just to make sure that you're not again forcing things to happen, working with like the energies, like going with the flow, and also being patient and reviewing. It's not saying like if a job like came through, like you can't take it right now because it's going to be chaotic. It just means that like if you do decide to take that job, make sure that you read all of the contract, like even the fine detail. Make sure that you're showing up early. Make sure that all of your phone and your like electrical devices are properly charged and cared for, because this is a time where those things can go by the wayside. Okay, just need to be a little bit more cautious. All right. So, your overall for like what you need to cleanse away: impatience. Oh, so remember how I said that this kind of like this energy right here like remind me like of the Seven of Pentacles. Look at this card. This is from the Santa Muerte. Where's the deck? yeah, the Santa Muerte like oracle, and it looks just like the Seven of Pentacles. Someone that has a shovel. Okay. Okay. Let me see what this is. Hold on. This is memory. Memory is the capacity to conserve and recall information, emotions, and events by searching within our minds. It forms one of the bases of human knowledge and is fed by the sensory impressions left on us by surround by what surrounds us and form the next material world of actions. Memory is also the function that allows us to recall our ancestors, the people we have loved that have left us, just like our past experiences. Advice of the dead. Take advice of the reserve of culture and experience that the people that came before us have accumulated. So again, like there's that reference to a reserve of something that you need to rely on right now, right? And for here, it's like of your ancestors. So maybe really connecting with the people who came before you. I know not everyone's into ancestor work, okay? So you can obviously like talk to your guides or talk to your spirit guides or your angels, but for people who are open to working with your ancestors, I would sit with them and ask them, how did they handle certain setbacks? How did they go about, waiting for opportunity and balancing that with making things work like for themselves? Ask them to bring you temperance in that regard. All right. So that's really what you guys need to shed. Now let's look at what after the shedding, what blessings are going to come through. So you have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay. Ooh, you have the Five of Cups in reverse. And then you have the Ten of Wands in reverse. So part of this, pile one, is to make sure that you don't overwork yourself. For sure. The Ten of Wands says that like maybe you are doing too much at your job. Maybe people are like really like relying on you to get certain projects done, like a over reliance. That's true for someone because I just got a tingle all up and through my shoulder. Um, so you're getting rid of that, like you're getting rid of that extra pressure just from like your physical world, but also I heard spiritually. Some of you are doing a spiritual purge. Maybe that's why the ancestor stuff came up. Because there could be, some generational trauma or like generational curse, things that were passed down to you from your ancestors, especially if you had slaves, right? In your ancestry. Because they weren't given a chance to pump the brakes. They weren't given a chance, to really delegate their energy and like where they're going to put their time and effort into. They had to show up and work from dusk till dawn, or from dawn to dusk. You know what I mean? But sometimes from dusk to dawn. So yeah, part like a group of you in pile one, like some of you are doing a ancestral purge at this time. Others of you are doing an emotional purge, and that's could be why certain opportunities aren't like manifesting themselves as much because you need to like release something in your heart space. Now the Five of Cups does talk about like depression, grief, like heavy anxiety, like debilitating anxiety, things of that nature. But in the reverse form, it means that you're moving out of it. So you are moving out of that space, which I feel like is beautiful. I feel like it's very, very beautiful. And then this Knight of Cups over here. I feel like another one of your blessings is people leaving. The Knight of Cups in reverse is someone who is very narcissistic, someone who only gives in order to like receive like from others. It's never out of a kind of out of the kindness of their heart or just because they want to help. No, it's always because they want attention, because they want something from other people. And I feel like this type of person is like leaving your life, pile one. It could be why there's that Five of Cups there. You like really gave your all to someone and they only like I like could take, like they can never like reciprocate that. Definitely feel that. And that could also be what forced like some of you into like being such workaholics or to like hyper focus on your like material careers, because of this like romantic disconnect. Which is fine, like we all deal with heartbreak and setbacks like as we need to. I just feel like it wasn't the healthiest way. Um, and now it's time to put some of that emotional turmoil to rest. Okay? So I'm going to draw one angel card just to see if there's an additional message on your blessings, if they want to indicate any other things coming through for pile one. Is there anything else for pile one? Intuition and downloads. Intuition and downloads. So definitely, your pile has a spiritual touch. Pile one. It's funny when that comes out in readings because some people are like, "Yeah, I want to like be in the know. I want to be more spiritual," and other people are like, "I don't want to know shit. I don't want to do shit." So it feels pile one. As you guys are having this kind of sigh of relief in multiple areas of your life, it's opening up for more messages to come through, more direct signals, like communication like between you and your guides. So as you purge this, I would, like just set aside some time to like just commune with your guides. It could be through tarot cards, it could be through like meditation, it could be through drawing or writing or running or working out or dancing, like cleaning your house. Whatever helps you get into that kind of like zen mode of just like kind of tuning in or tuning out like the world. That's what you can do to help bring this in. Okay, pile one. But that is all that I'm seeing for you. Thank you so much for letting me read you. Thank your guides for allowing this message to go through. If you like this, you can definitely give me a like and a comment on this video. And if you want a personal reading, you can go over to my website, dexxiondusk.com. Bye. Hello, pile two. So you guys chose the Carnelian Heart. So carnelian for me, I know it works with like the sacral chakra, but you can also use carnelian to absorb energy, namely anger. So if you're very upset, very frustrated with someone, and you still have to be around them or have a conversation with them, carnelian's a good one to have on you. Amazonite would also be a good one, like specifically for that needing to have a conversation and not let your emotions get the best of you. So that could play into your reading, or it could just be a stone that you need to work with right now. So first, we're going to look at what you need to cleanse away, and then we'll look at, after that's cleansed, what's coming in for you. All right. So first, what you need to cleanse. Ooh, you have the "You're a Badass," being full of life, love, and possibility. Through this deck, you may find a path to your best self. This was in reverse, and this is a bonus card, which I'll talk about once we get all the cards out here. You have the Four of Wands upright, and then you have the Moon card in reverse. So what I'm getting initially, pile two, is that you guys have a lot of anxiety and doubt that you work on. With the Moon card, this comes out like when we are fearing the unknown or fearing things that are unfamiliar to us. So this could easily be you guys just not being sure of your path in life. It could be You're not sure of, what the next chapter is going to bring, or if you just started like a new job or just moved to a new place. You're like, oh my God, it's scary. I don't know anyone here. What am I going to do? Um, and actually, with the Four of Wands, I feel like you're in a very stable place. Four of Wands is like, typically it comes out a lot for like marriages, or like big gatherings, for like a wedding, or like a family reunion. Could also be a funeral. I feel like for some of you it's a funeral. I got chills. I got a lot of For pile two, at least a large group of you, I feel like you recently lost someone in either, like maybe this is your first loved one that you've lost, and now you have to put together like the funeral, and you're like, girl, like what the fuck am I gonna do? Or like this is someone that relied on a lot. Like if this was a parent or like a best friend, and now you're like, what the fuck am I gonna do? It doesn't have to be a death per se, but I do feel like a large group of you have lost someone. Now, part of this confusion and anxiety, like for you, Pile 2, it comes from you just not having faith in yourself. This card, I left in. It's a bonus card in the Modern Witch tarot deck, and I left it in because every time it comes up, and it comes up upright, it just reaffirms that, hey, you are a badass, you are possible, you have all of these things, like you're magnificent. But when it's in reverse, it's like you are doubting that for some reason. Like it doesn't seem real to you, and that's a internal thing. So definitely something that you need to shed, pile two, is self-doubt and your fear of the unknown, the fear of the new, or things changing. A lot of you might be Capricorns. I have a Capricorn stellium. So I understand. Or you might be earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, Leo, Virgo. And yeah, or what's a fixed signs? You might be a fixed sign. Either way, I just get that change and newness is not always welcome for you. And a really big life lesson is the only constant that we have is change. Maybe you've heard that. Some of you kind of rolled your eyes and sucked your teeth. I heard you. I heard you. But it's true, okay? So use this time to really, let go of anything that's keeping you from embodying that lesson. All right? So underneath, we have the 31. I'm actually going to look in the Santa Muerte book to see which one this is, but this is what the card looks like. It almost looks like Dia de los Muertos, which like if it is, it would be funny. But we'll get there. So hold on just a second. So this is 31, and 31 is, ooh, celebration. Okay, Four of Wands, celebration. Let's see what this says. Celebration is in close contact with the memory card. Remember how I said that this is kind of funny? Pile 1 got the memory card. So if you were trying to decide like between this pile and in pile 1, there might be additional messages over for you there. In contact with the memory card, it incites us to celebrate life and the deserved results we obtain, which belong to us as much as they belong to those who came before us, our ancestors, and the people with whom we collaborate, as expressed with the fraternity card. As the tree that renews its leaves but keeps its roots, we must always have the courage to renew our ideas while maintaining the principles that have guided us and that were passed on by our ancestors. Yes. The advice of the dead: take action while constantly bearing in mind without being afraid of having to change your ideas even drastically. I'm going to read that again because that fully embodies everything that I was just saying. Take action while constantly bearing in mind the past without being afraid of having to change your ideas even drastically. Okay? And I feel like the drastic idea that you guys are changing is the idea of yourself, is the idea of how capable you are. Yes, this newness makes you unsure. And to some degree we are all in that same boat. Every time that we step into like a unfamiliar area in life or like a new chapter, you know, but you can still carry all of the knowledge, all of the wisdom you've accumulated thus far. It's not going to just go away. It's not going to be like just like a brand new thing that happens for you. Okay? You can still carry that forward. All right, Pilot. So let's get into your blessings. Let's see what is coming through once you clear all of this out. So you have the Eight of Swords in reverse. I like that. You have the Six of Swords in reverse. A lot of swords here. All swords. You have Justice in reverse. So, hmm. So, the most direct answer here, being the Eight of Swords, you guys are going to learn to get out of your own way. Once you do this purge and you do this clearing down here with this stuff, it's going to be very apparent how much you've been holding like your own self back. Okay? And that's just going to reconfirm everything that I was saying with you guys being a badass, you guys being capable, all that fun stuff. Sometimes we just have to go through certain things. We have to learn it like the hard way or go about it things like the long way in order for it to stick. And even as I was talking about it, I put this upright. So, yeah, you guys are going to be getting out of your own way, out of your own head. Six of Swords in reverse. Some of this might stem from family stuff or from like community, a group dynamic. You know, maybe like your parents are very strict and they had, you know, like if you didn't perform well, like they talked down to you, or, you know, in your community, um, you're supposed to have like a very stable job and do like a traditional things, you know, have a family, have kids, have a 9 to 5 job, and that's just not you. And maybe that creates like a lot of like disconnect inside of you. But I feel like wherever this stems from, and maybe it does take like a little bit of soul searching, a little bit of like inner child healing, but wherever this comes from, like there's going to be a point where you need to go back and communicate to those people. Like, hey, that's all your shit. That's all your worldview. That's what your beliefs, which is fine, you know. I just don't have to fully adapt them in order to make me a good person. It doesn't mean that I have to check all these boxes to be successful. Like maybe in your eyes, but I'm my own person. I don't have to live my life dictated by that. I feel like some of you will have to have that conversation. And again, that might be why I said at the very beginning that, you know, if you're very upset or very frustrated, get you a carnelian, like put that energy in there. Or Amazonite. Amazonite specifically is for hard, complex conversations. Okay? And then in reverse, justice. Justice, the last one. So justice in reverse usually means that you were done wrong. Like there was something that was just not right. Usually people abusing their power or their position against you. And I feel like that's true. I feel like that's true. That's true for someone. Um, and since that's the case, karma is going to come through very strongly for them. With the moon card being up under this, I feel like it is going to be something that's either unseen or unknown by you. Like, so maybe like you don't even know that you've been done wrong, or that there's something, someone abusing their power off screen. Um, so keep your ear out. Keep your ear out and keep watch, because when this hits, justice like doesn't just do like a subtle like, oh, my tire's flat. It's like, no, my tire blew out on the highway, and now I have to spend an extra $3,000 because I skidded up like the undercarriage of my car. I found it. I sounded very masculine there. Ooh. But it's things like that, and again, I feel like that's going to be done against people who have abused their power. It could easily be the people that you're having a conversation with. All right, pile two. Sorry, my camera died. Had to charge my battery, but it started storming, so that's an extra little blessing right here. So what I was just saying was, some of these conversations, the people that might have done you wrong, could have been those same people who were giving you kind of that complex about yourself. Again, that could be your parents, it could be your community, if you were, people at school, teachers, whoever. You know what I mean? But I feel like it was people above you, or more like mature than you were, that were making you feel less than yourself. And again, those people are going to be paid back. Now, I'm gonna pull an angel card, from the Angel Oracle. All of the cards I'm using, all of the decks are listed below in the comments, as always. I'm just going to ask if there's anything else that the angels want to chime in on when it pertains to your blessings, what's coming for you. Angel, can we get a card? Thank you. Take charge and action. Take charge and action. So that's kind of, well, not really. Not for you, because all of yours has been like self motivation, right? It's been really pouring into yourself, seeing yourself as more capable, and moving past certain limits. Okay. In between the Eight of Swords and the Six of Swords is a Two of Swords. Twos in the tarot are all about like taking some kind of action. With the Two of Swords being more about either not wanting to see something, um, or not being able to see something. It's not always a choice. And even as I say that, like the Justice, she's blinded. So there could be something here. And she's blinded too. Oh, wow. I just saw that. Both of these characters right here are blindfolded. So there's something you don't want to see in your blessings. There's a lot of hidden information here. That's so interesting. So what I will say, pile two, as far as your blessings, I feel like you are going to get an arrow. Like you're going to be delivered this arrow here. You could work with a hunter deity, so that could be Artemis, it could be Ochuzi, it could be any other hunters. Ogun would be another one. If you work with the Orishas, but I feel like they're going to give you like the motivation, like the like that push to go after like what you need to go after. Since this is falling right on like the Six of Swords, I feel like that push might be toward you having that conversation, or toward you just saying what you need to say to get it off your chest. But I feel like you're going to have some angelic help in that regard. Okay, pile two? So that's all that I'm seeing for you. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give me a like and a comment. Thank you guys for allowing these messages to come through. And if you want a personal reading, you can go over to my website, DexxionDusk.com. Okay? Bye! Hello, pile three. So you guys chose the Desert Rose. For me, I see a lot of people use this in their homes. Making sure that their home is cleansed and protected. One specific use is you can put this by your front door to make sure that people, like when they enter your home, they leave with that same energy like they came in with, right? So if someone comes in with a funky ass attitude, they don't leave with that same funky ass attitude. Like they can't drop it off at your home. So I say that just in case, you guys might want to work with Desert Rose at this time. There might be some cleansing that needs to be done inside of your home. That might be pertaining to the reading, or that might be a crystal you might just want to work with. So I'm going to first start on what you need to cleanse away. And if you can hear, it just started storming outside again. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. What you need to cleanse away first, and then what blessings are coming in afterwards, all right? So first we are working on the Sun in reverse, the Chariot, and the Seven of Cups in reverse. Okay. So right off the bat with the Sun in reverse, this usually indicates that you've been saying that you're happy, or you've been saying that you're okay, that you're fulfilled, and you're really not. As a friend of mine, Alice the Ethereal, go follow her. ALYS. Tell her I send you. Hi. She always said that like you're faking the funk, and I love that phrase, and I use it so much, right? And it's just like either you don't want to face the fact that you're unhappy, or sometimes people, especially like if you're in your job or like in a relationship, and you keep telling yourself like I should be happy with this, like this is everything that I wanted, but something inside of you is not, it's just not hitting, it's just not you know what I mean. And I feel like that's what you're going through, Pile 3. I feel like you do know what I mean. That's why I came out here. So right next to that, you do have the Chariot card. So a cleansing that you can do is first like cleansing. I like literally cleaning out your car. Just either taking it to a wash. If it's raining outside, like putting it out, like like where the rain will like rinse it off. It might have raindrop spots, but that's fine. Um, but also physically moving away from places that no longer give you happiness, right? So if you are living in a town, like whether it's your hometown or you just moved there and you haven't been happy for a while, there's a lack of like opportunity, you might need to physically move to a different location to find that happiness, find that joy. If this is a relationship, you might need to physically move to a different location, a different area, or to a different like a different relationship to find that joy. And you can apply this to jobs. You can apply this to friendships. Really reevaluate like your life. Um, that sounded big as fuck, but take a look on your life, all aspects of it. And if there's anything that makes you like, that brings up this Sun in reverse feeling, that's what you need to move away from. Uh, I kind of heard move through. Some of you might need to move through this. This could be like a phase, a time in the year. Mercury retrograde just like we're in the pre-shadow like right now, okay? And a whole bunch of technical stuff is happening. It's just it's wild, right? Um so yeah, maybe like you do need to wait until like this like retrograde phase is done, like before you can like actually move or like take action on things. But others of you, like you will, and I feel like you'll get the push. You'll get the instruction of like if you're supposed to move or not. Okay. And then lastly, something that you need to cleanse, pile 3, is the Seven of Cups in reverse. This is more of like making sure that you're not choosing everything that glitters, because I feel like you found out that it's not always gold, right? So kind of going back to the sun, because this is what it feels like it goes to, and they literally show like the sun glittering. Okay. Um, maybe you did choose a opportunity right? That sounded good on paper. That sounded good, you know, like when they were pitching it to you, and then you got up in there and you're like, oh, this is trash. You know what I mean? And again, that could be relationship, it could be location, whatever it is. I feel like look back on your life and see if you've chosen anything that just sounded good, almost sounded too good to be true. We do have two sevens here with the seven of, well, the chariot being the seventh major arcana, and the seven of cups here. So that is about like a decision making. Also, some of you, like something that might help you, just to make sure that you're not like impulsively choosing something, or like like getting caught up in the glamour of something. Wait a week, like to make a full decision on something, to make like really big life decision, life changing decisions. Wait a full week. Okay. So underneath, this is from the Santa Muerte deck, and I'm gonna have to see what I like what it is, because I don't know all of these by heart. But this is what the card looks like. Okay, so just intuitively going off of this, I feel like, and again, like look, like there's a little chariot, like there's a little bandwagon thing back here. This guy is traveling, and it looks like they're traveling through time. They could be making like they could be at a crossroads in their life where they're trying to decide like where they're going. This reminds me of the scene in Anastasia when she's leaving the orphanage and she's trying to decide like where she's gonna go, and then the dog shows up and then she starts singing. Ah, one of my favorite movies. One of my favorite scenes in the movie. But it's really that moment, pile three. You're kind of at a they said standstill. It might feel like you're at a standstill. But you're really at a pivotal moment in your life, in your spiritual journey, where you get to decide where you go, like your next action, like will take you far, and that's why they're trying to make sure that you learn from this so that you can progress and go forward. I'm actually going to look up and see what this card is now, but all right, so 28 is action. You okay? So it feels like every single deck I came out, every single pile that has come out today has had something related to the previous one. So if you were trying to decide between pile two and pile three, there might be another message for you in pile two. Um, and I was honestly kind of feeling that with the Chariot card. It had the same energies as another card that came out in that other deck. But again, only if you were called to it before. All right. So this is action. And this extremely dynamic card pushes you to continue your actions, especially in the direction of a specific choice that you will see illuminated by the sun. I literally can't make this up. That's what it says. A specific choice that you will see illuminated by the sun. I love what I do, and there's like a little sun here on the card. Ugh. Okay. You have obtained good results, but you must understand which direction to take them in. No work can become great, positive, and universal if it does not constantly act to bring it and spread it in the world. In case of a deadlock, it will be necessary to project oneself towards the future and understand where the present problems come from, perhaps by reconsidering the actions of the past. Reevaluate your life, see where you're at. Okay, advice of the dead. You have the necessary baggage on your shoulders to face the new adventure before you. Do not fear and proceed without giving the problems of the past too much importance. Move forward. Learn from the past, learn from your current situation, and move forward. Okay? I feel like that's easily how to wrap that up. Cool. Now we're going to pull for your blessings. You have the Empress in reverse. Okay. You have the Devil in reverse. And this is literally what I was feeling with the Ace of Wands in reverse. This is the universe giving you that go ahead. This is them saying, like, this is the correct thing to do. Here's a little extra energy, like a little boost in the right direction so you can keep moving. All right? Yeah. And then I would say, as you're waiting for that, like, wait 7 days to make major decisions. And then that sun will illuminate, and then that's how you're going to feel it. Even with this being like a fire card with wands, which is fire, the sun, which is a big ball of fire. Oh, love this. All right. So the Devil and the Empress in your blessings. First, I feel like if you've been battling any kind of addictions, and kind of like the Seven of like Cups can indicate that, having Seven of Cups, Nine of Cups in reverse. Um, but if you've been again struggling with any kind of like addictions or bad habits, smoking, eating too much, procrastination, anything of that nature, like this is going to be a really good time for you to break that. I feel like you're going to have some good karma, good momentum sent to you by the universe just to naturally break out of those habits, so that like you might be well into your like finding your sun over here, finding your happiness and your joy, and then you look up and you're like, oh, I haven't smoked in like a week. Oh, I haven't had like anything to drink in like a month. Wow, I've just been focused on this. And I don't even miss it. That's how you know like the universe is working for you. Like if you don't recognize it and you don't even miss it, like it doesn't even have like a register in your head. That's how you know like you're getting help. Um Now this Empress, I might need to pull an additional card. Can I have confirmation for the Empress? May I have thank you. The Nine of Wands. So with the Nine of Swords underneath, okay, so this Empress feels very, very taxed. And they said the word taxed. Yeah, I'm not talking like financially. I mean like maybe she's like been through a lot. Maybe, a lot of life changes, a lot of life shakeups, just a lot of like traumatic shit. This could be you or someone around you, pile three. Um, but I feel like she's kind of at her wit's end. She's very, very like fatigued, very, very worn down, almost beat down by life. How is this a blessing? I do see that like whatever she was struggling over, like with this Nine of Swords in reverse, there's a King of Swords underneath that too. Um, Whatever she's been stressing and worrying over is going to be alleviating itself. Um, Again, if this is you, I feel like you have been low key. Okay, so it's two different groups. The Empress for one group is you, pile three, and what you've been worrying over is a sun in reverse, even if you weren't conscious of it. So if you are like needing to like take a minute to like reevaluate like where you've been unhappy, once you've been able to pinpoint it, you've been like, oh, yeah, I've low key not felt great about that for a while now. That's what you've been stressing over, and that's been weighing on you. It's been weighing on your spirit, is how they're like putting it. Okay? But you're getting over that as you like realize and move forward. You're leaving that behind. Okay? Um, that whole situation has also blocked like your blessings. So it's literally blocked all of this. So that's why it's in your blessings. Um, because you haven't seen like the Empress is like prosperous, abundant, like without effort. You know, things just happen for her because she's so blessed by the universe because she's worthy, right? Um, she's the epitome of magnetism in that regard. But if you lose sight of that, if you don't see yourself as the Empress or see yourself as capable, as worthy, as like deserving of blessings, that's going to inhibit all that good energy finding you. And that's kind of what like a large group of you have been in pile three, almost like pile one. Now the other group of you, where where the Empress is someone else, I feel like it might be someone who is just not very sure of themselves. Um, you know, everything that I was just saying, like they're dealing with that, and as they kind of exit your life, that's one less thing that you have to worry about. That's kind of how I'm reading it. Okay, leaving that. Cool, cool. All right, pile three. I'm gonna pull one additional angel card just to see if there's anything else that they want to say about your blessings. Ooh, sacred plan. Sacred plan. Some of you are rediscovering your like purpose. And I always reference soul like when I talk about purpose, right? Because it's really what lights you up, what you love to do, the places you love to be in. I feel like that's your purpose, more as like I have to save people's lives, or you know I have to make the greatest movie ever, or you know like we put so much pressure on it where it's just very simple. You guys are falling back into that simplicity of life. I feel like part of your sun again could have been like your community telling you like you have to be something, or you know you telling yourself you have to be in this type of situation and not being very happy in it, and now you're going after like things that really are fulfilling to you, that really genuinely bring you joy and happiness. Now I know I said that like 4 or 5 times, and someone's like if you say joy again, I'm gonna punch you in the face. But joy and happiness, okay? They also said discover. Some of you are going to be discovering that there's a certain path or occupation or talent that your guides, like specifically your ancestors, are meant to help you with. Okay. But that's all that I'm seeing for you, Pal 3. Thank you for letting me do your readings. Thank your guides for allowing these messages to come through. If you liked this video, these messages, be sure to give me a thumbs up and a comment on the video. And if you want a personal reading, you can meet me over on my website, dexxiondusk.com. Bye! Hello, pile four. So something tells me that you guys will be my special pile, because it took me a couple days. I took a break in between, like recording between this pile and the previous ones. Had some personal, as I mentioned in the beginning, personal cleansings and releasings to do. Um, so just kind of going off of that, your cleansing, the process of it or the process of your blessings coming in might be a little delayed. I actually just heard Saturn. It might be tied to Saturn, the Saturn like the Saturn retrograde. Um, with a prolonged time, Saturn also doesn't move very quickly. It's a slow moving planet. Also, at the beginning, I called this a scolecite, and upon further analysis, I do believe that this is King Cobra Jasper, which does repair, is the word they're giving me. It does help repair our sense of belonging, of oneness, of feeling connected, to a greater whole. Another good aspect or benefit of King Cobra Jasper is kind of like the Seven of Wands, where it allows you to have your own standpoint, your own viewpoint, and not be overcome by those of others. and being able to identify, those viewpoints or opinions that might actually be harmful. So if you've been struggling with that, or if there's a lot of people around you that have been trying to impress something upon you, get you some King Cobra Jasper. Okay, so I'm gonna put that there. So first we're gonna look at what you need to cleanse away, and then after that we're gonna look at what that saves up room for as far as your blessings, and then I'll pull some additional cards as well. But right now, when it comes to your cleansing, you have the Page of Cups in reverse. You have the Three of Cups in reverse. And then you also have the Eight of Wands upright. So, pile four, another thing that I was going to mention that I did, and I said that I would only mention it if certain cards came out. You have two cup cards, so part of your cleansing could be doing some kind of a like working with water, like literally doing a bath, like a spiritual bath or a spiritual shower. If you don't have a tub or if you don't feel like sitting in water, I know that grosses some people out. Um, do a cleanse. Do a cleanse with water. Run water over you. Work with holy water. It can be literal, like holy water that you can get from a church or from a botanica. And while you're there, you can also get some Florida water. So whatever works with you, but work with some water to cleanse some stuff off, okay? Now, first we have the Page of Cups in reverse. Now, usually, like this would indicate some kind of like childish handling of your emotions for you, Paul, for, but I feel like this is tied to like a friend group. I honestly feel like these people are like a bad influence for you. So maybe these are like childhood friends or family members, people that you've been around. They're giving me so many words. Like people you have been around and they said succumb to. Maybe you didn't have a choice. Maybe like these are coworkers, like you don't get to pick like who you're around. But I feel like they've had some kind of like emotional impact on you. So maybe when you're around certain people, it's harder for you to like get a better handle on your emotions. um it could also be that it can also be like a energy thing, because the Three of Cups is my Mean Girls card. It's people who are only together. They're only bonded together. They gave me the word bonded. They're bonded through drama, bickery, all these negative things, and if these people actually like took time to look at each other, like they would see that they really don't like each other, but it's only that aspect of being nasty, being conniving, um, constantly gossiping, constantly talking about other people, comparing themselves like to other people, their lives, like their achievements. That's the only thing that bonds these people together. And I just feel like you've been kind of lost in that. Again, I feel like a large part of you, like this is family stuff. They actually are showing me like Dynasty, um, All My Children, something very lavish. Is this like, do I have like some rich people following me, or people who are like well off? This could also be like politics. Maybe your parents, or you just come from money, or come from influence, come from like a family with a big stature. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of infighting. They said infighting. Now, what's cool about all of this, though, Paul Fort, is that okay, so that's also where, like, this all comes from, like, this being King Cobra, and like, this being a very much, like, community stone, as I was relearning it, this being a lot of a community stone and finding your place in community and, just feeling balanced in that. You are going to be moving away from all of this. with this Eight of Wands. I read Eight of Wands like a mini chariot card. So it always talks about moving forward. It always talks about progress. You could literally be up and moving. So again, out of your family home, out of your hometown, or just away from, these cycles in these groups of people that we've become accustomed to, so that you can continue to grow and prosper. It When Eight of Wands is upright, it means like there's nothing really holding you back. There's nothing holding you back. There's nothing holding you in this space. Okay? You can set yourself free. Work with the universe to move forward. Okay? So underneath, we have a card from the Santa Muerte Oracle. I don't know all of them by heart, and I also don't know this one, but it looks to be a figure in a leopard skin. I'm sure that this is a deity of some sort. Oh, this could be the male. Is this the male death deity? They have a peg leg and like a sword and a mirror here. So I feel like whatever this is, like this could be like a reflection. But just really looking in the mirror, it's reminding me of Mean Girls. I know I've already said that before, but it's reminding me of Mean Girls, like specifically when Katie Heron is realizing that she's become plastic, right? And she has to take certain actions and take certain steps to remove herself from that group and to regain her sense of individuality. I feel like Mean Girls would be a really good movie for you guys to watch. So if you haven't watched it in a while, go put on Mean Girls. There might be an actual message in there for you. Okay. So this is the person's name. If you want to zoom in, or I'll put it on the screen. I don't know how to say this. Takatelapaka. Okay. I'll put it on the screen so you can actually see what it is. But this card, ancient god of night, of war, of education, and temptation. He is portrayed holding a mirror with which he kills his enemies, forcing them to face their contradictions in discourse. For this reason, he is governed by the archetype of chaos, but he is also capable of sacrificing himself. In fact, he lost a leg after using it as bait to attract the monster Sipakiti, whose body was used to form the earth and human beings, like a self-sacrifice. So the advice of the dead: assess in a period of pause in meditation, which needs to be sacrificed to leave the chaos you find yourself in. You will thus be able to obtain great advantages from this new perspective. What needs to be sacrificed to leave the chaos you find yourself in? What can you let go of? Is it just these people? Is it the situation? Is it the place? Take a moment and pause and think about that, okay? All right. So once you are done with that cleansing and that soul review, I feel like if you were called to another pile, go and watch that pile. I won't tell you which pile it is because they also got the message to do like a life review. I'm trying to get these all straightened up while I'm talking to you. Hold on. All right. So we're going to look at your blessings. What's coming in after you clear out all of this stuff? So first you have temperance, which I feel is really good. That feels really good after that Eight of Wands right there. That feels really, really good. Let's see what else. You have the Queen of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I do feel like you have a lot of cards showing up as other people, both in these, like the Three of Cups, like the Page of Cups. I feel like you have some qualities of the Page of Cups in reverse, but ultimately it's a sign of like who's around you. It's not particularly just you. And then you have this Queen of Swords up here, who is like the Regina George. Queen of Swords in reverse can cut you down with her words effortlessly, right? She is the ultimate shit talker. She's one that you don't want to get in an argument with because you're going to get your feelings hurt. You're going to get your feelings hurt. Oftentimes, this sharpness, this need to slice and like render people deceased by way of tongue comes from a lot of hurt and trauma in the queen's life. So that does not give her an excuse to wield her weapon so wildly, but with context comes clarification. So let that be a lesson. If there is someone like in your friend group who is just not supportive, is like constantly again gossiping, talking down about you or like other people around you. And that's another thing too to keep in mind. If there's someone that is very comfortable just constantly tearing down others to you all the time, trust and believe as soon as you walk out of that door, they're going to do it about you. You are not special. I've learned that the hard way. So, anyway, we just got lost onto the queen, and then you have the 5 of coins. You have the 5 of coins here. So I'll get back to the 5 of coins. So I feel like I need to pull another card on that. Temperance here, I do feel like you are going to learn how to flow, how to kind of not control your emotions, but work with them, how to, again, flow with them. If you're happy, like, you know how to express happiness. If you're sad, like you can work with that. If you're frustrated, if you're mad, like you're learning how to deal with like these sensations, like within yourself versus turning it outwardly, usually to like the detriment of like someone else around you. So I think that is beautiful. I think that shows a lot of personal growth. So again, I think you're going to be moving pile 4, like you're going to be physically leaving like your location. There's another pile that had that too, that had that message. And then also like there's a lot of like maturity when it comes to like your inner being. Maturity in your inner being. Now, this last card is the 5 of coins, which is usually indicating some kind of a financial loss. Ooh. So, whoever is watching this pile, right? And you come from money, or like your family, like pays for a lot of your bills, or like just overshowers you in finances. But again, they have this 3 of Cups, Queen of Swords energy to them. I do feel like there's a possibility of you getting cut out of the wheel, is like the phrase that they said, or you lose your inheritance. They no longer like fund you, like your visa's cut off, all that fun stuff. But you gain your independence and you gain your individuality. This can also be applied for, if this is like a job like situation, right? You might get paid a whole bunch of money. You might have a lot of opportunity in this one career, but the people that you're around, or maybe your managers or your bosses or your coworkers, are just nasty. And so when you leave, yes, you might take a pay cut, but in the grand scheme of things, that's a blessing in itself, because that energy, that money is no longer tying you to this. You are setting yourself free. I don't think I need a clarity card. I think that came out really, really clear. I will say all of these cards are women. Even temperance is very feminine. Like it's an angel, so it can be like whatever it wants to be. It doesn't have to be a woman. But all of these cards are very feminine appearing. So you might be dealing with a lot of like feminine like energies. You might be dealing with a lot of women, women groups, dynamics of being a woman, all of that fun things. Those are just things for you to watch out for. Okay. So lastly, I'm gonna pull from the Angel Oracle, and I'm going to see what additional blessing, message about your blessings that the angels have for you. All of the decks that I'm using are listed in the comments below. Thank you. Ooh, power and intention. Power and intention. So it's even, okay. So it's like you move away, you mature. Yes, like you lose like, a bit of that finance stuff. And not only are you progressing like personally, but it looks like the universe is going to bless you in more ways than one. So maybe they put you in a position of power where you are a manager or a business owner, or, you know, um, I get that like you will be, it's not like Wall Street, it's more of like being the mayor of a town, or, you know, being the city like veterinarian or something like that. But it's like a small town. It's not like Los Angeles or Chicago. But again, you are this like almost hierophant, this wise one, that people turn to. And I feel like because of your experiences and because of the growth that you're going to do now in the near future, it puts you in a position where you won't abuse that power. Um, you won't let other people. You won't let other people like manipulate you. It feels very strong. So all of this pile four, you know, if you're struggling like with any of this, just know that like the universe and your guides are trying to put you in a position for this. In a position for this, where you can be a leader, where you can be someone that has power, that has money, that has influence, but also has a heart and cares. There could be some family curses or family cycles that you are also breaking, if that's a thing in your family. People misusing their power, money, resources, all that fun stuff. Also, we got a lot of yellow blues here as well. Yeah, a lot of yellow blues. So, all right. But that's it that I'm seeing for you, Pal 4. I'm going to say thank you for allowing me to do this reading. Thank your guides for allowing these messages to come through. If you like this video, you can give me a thumbs up and a comment. And if you want a personal reading, you can go over to my website, dexxiondusk.com. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.